Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Delegate Keith Haynes. I'm the chair of the Public Safety and Administration Subcommittee on the House Appropriations Full Committee. And I'm joined today as we call the subcommittee to order. I am joined today by the Vice Chair of the committee, Vice Chair Susie Proctor. I am also joined by committee member, Delegate Mike McKay, and I think Delegate Acevera is joining or is waiting to be joined here in a moment, but we have a quorum, so we're going to go ahead and get started. There are two bills which we have for consideration before the subcommittee this afternoon. The first one is House Bill 937, and it is a very, very heavy bill. Oh, the sponsor is the chair of the committee, Chairwoman McIntosh. That's no wonder it's heavy. The sponsor has, the chair has this bill before us. It is entitled State Lottery Fund, Maryland Humanities Council funding. The bill in its simple form, I'm going to let our committee staff, Mr. Weaver, just very briefly describe the legislation. Go right, Mr. Weaver.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the purpose of this bill is that it requires the comptroller to pay a grant of $150,000 directly from the State Lottery Fund to the Maryland Humanities Council for Maryland History Day and other programming beginning in fiscal 2022. Basically, this bill repeals an obsolete requirement that the comptroller pay the grant from the Horse Racing Special Fund, specifically from monies that used to be that are no longer directed to the Horse Racing Special Fund from the State Lottery Fund. And the bill would take effect July 1st.
So this is basically just a resource swap, substitute, really. Yeah. Okay. Are there any questions on the bill? Okay. Do I hear a motion to move the bill?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second to move the bill favorably. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposes nay. Hearing none. House Bill 937 unanimously passes the subcommittee. The second bill we have before the subcommittee on today is House Bill 514. Delegate Barnes is entitled Maryland Legal Services Corporation Funding Abandoned Vehicles. And I'm going to ask our committee staff, Mr. Weaver, if he will briefly describe House Bill 514. Go right ahead, Mr. Weaver.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So yes, to reiterate, the title of the bill is the Maryland Legal Services Corporation Funding Abandoned Property. What this bill does is it increases from $2 million to $8 million the required distribution from the state's unclaimed property fund. These funds will go to the Maryland Legal Services Corporation, which offers pro bono legal work to people who are in need. So what this does is it increases the usual appropriation of $2 million to the organization up to $8 million. I would note that that $6 million increase, when you look at the overall scope of the unclaimed property fund, they have about $121 million that they returned to the general fund in fiscal 2020. So there would be no large deficit here when you look at the overall scope of what this bill does. And I think you're on mute, Mr. Chair.
Are there, thank you so much. Are there any questions from members of the subcommittee?
No questions. Move the bill.
Okay. Has been properly moved and properly second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposes nay. Hearing none. The bill passes Subcommittee of Public Safety and Administration favorably. That completes basically the two bills we have before us to consider. And before we sign off, Mr. Weaver, are there any announcements or heads up that we need to know about? We know that this week and today is moving parts. Do we have anything we need to keep?
Yeah, the
on
only
our
thing
radar.
to be aware of today is capital pre-decisions at 3 p.m. Have been canceled.
Okay, all right. All right, with that, thank you, everyone. Try to get some lunch before we go back to at 4:30 on the floor. See you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you all.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver.